Did you know that before he became a Hollywood superstar, Gerard Butler was this close to becoming a fully qualified lawyer? Just a week before his qualification, his drinking finally caught up to him and he was fired. Now, I'm going to tell you all about this, including how he stopped drinking and turned his life around in today's video. Just before we get into the video, if you want to get access to the free video training showing you how to control your drinking without AA or willpower, click the link in the description. I'll be showing you how to use the mental model called first principles thinking to get control of your drinking. I'll be talking about the 5 critical mistakes that 90% of drinkers make, and I'll also be sharing the 2 phases of becoming sober clear. You do not want to miss that training video. It will change your mindset around drinking forever so you can start getting your health, career, confidence and relationships back on track. Click the link in the description for instant access. So, Gerard Butler shot into stardom with the 2007 film 300. His lead role in that film saw him cast as King Leonidas of Sparta, who, with his 300 men, defended Sparta against a vastly larger Persian army. Grossing over $450 million worldwide, the film was one of 2007's largest box office hits. In subsequent years, Butler found more success in films like Law-Abiding Citizen and The Bounty Hunter, where he starred alongside Jennifer Aniston. He's gone on to amass a fortune of $30 million and win numerous awards. But acting was something that Butler found relatively late in his life. Believe it or not, before he started acting, he was actually a lawyer, a trainee lawyer to be precise. Born in Scotland in 1969, his parents separated when he was 18 months old. He wouldn't see his father again until he was 16. Sadly, his father was diagnosed with terminal cancer just 6 years after they reunited. Now, Butler studied at the University of Glasgow School of Law, where he was even president of the Law Society. After he finished, he went to Edinburgh to work as a trainee lawyer. There was a problem though: his drinking and partying. The stories of his drinking and partying are legendary and include him smashing bottles of booze on his own head. Now, a week before he would qualify as a lawyer, his drinking finally caught up to him and he was fired. This meant that for all of his years of studies and training, he couldn't actually practice law. In his own words, "I used to drink until I couldn't remember anything. I was just mad for it and on a death wish. It was madness. 1 or 2 drinks was never enough for me. I was a foot on the floor all the way drinker." At 25 years old, he was unemployed, broke and without a career. He headed south to London and for a time did some odd jobs to survive. Eventually, through an old acquaintance and almost by accident, he got his first role at a theatre play. He was 27 years old. Over the next 5 years, he would go on to star in several smaller Hollywood roles, including 2000's Dracula 2000. Around the year 2000, when he had already had his first Hollywood parts, he decided that he had had enough. Around this time, he stopped drinking completely. Shortly after that, his career started to really take off. Here's how he described things in a 2012 interview for the Red Bulletin magazine. "It had to go. I don't miss it. Now it's as if I never had a drink in my life. At one point, I could never have conceived going out and not drinking, but as time goes on, you lose the urge and the insecurity that often makes people drink in the first place." In another interview, he said, "I know what it's like to feel lost, crazy, aggressive, fearful, and to be screaming at the world that you have no use of purpose, and the best thing to do is go down screaming and take as many people down with you as possible and get really effed up along the way." He now hasn't had a drink in more than 20 years. Now, Butler was successful in kicking alcohol and turning his life around after that. He would go on to establish himself as one of Hollywood's biggest stars. But in 2012, the Hollywood superstar had a stint in rehab. This was roughly 12 years after he had given up drinking. Interestingly, he hadn't started drinking again. I told you the guy has not drank in 20 years. This time, he actually checked in because of an issue with prescription painkillers. Butler first started the pills following an accident that he suffered while shooting 300. In 2011, he suffered yet another injury while shooting a surfing scene for another film. Butler spent 3 weeks at the Betty Ford Clinic in California. The clinic has welcomed many celebrities in the past, including Lindsay Lohan, Drew Barrymore, Ozzy Osbourne, and Alice Cooper. Some of the activities and services on offer include a 12-step program, individual and group therapy, fitness, yoga, animal-assisted therapy, and many more things. A 30-day stay costs in the region of $30,000. According to all sources, Butler's treatment was a success. He has stayed free of addiction, ever since. Nowadays, Butler spends his time between his properties in California and Scotland. In 2020, he split from his longtime girlfriend, Morgan Brown. In the past, he's been linked to celebrities including Jennifer Aniston and Cameron Diaz, though he denies all of them, and he also has no children. His upcoming movie, Plane, does not have a release date yet. Guys, don't forget, if you want that training, make sure to click the link in the description. Let me know what you thought of Butler's story in the comments below. Have a great day.